Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We're discussing hearing aids and Cypress of Hilton Head, and it made me think, Brad, I know that obviously this time of year, I'm assuming the autumn is one of the higher seasons for you folks, I would assume, right?
That's correct.
Yeah,
we have a lot of people that tend to take the summers off, go to New York, visit the family when the kids are, off school for the summer. And
the snowbirds come back,
the
right?
snowbirds come back, and the weather's tolerable, so we tend to pick back up right around this time.
Yeah. I was reading on your website the other day, and I was curious about, do you have any type of warranty plans when you buy a product?
You do, yeah.
Okay.
So most of our products come with a 3-year warranty. That's from the manufacturer. So if anything happens to the hearing aid, we will get it fixed for you for no charge. Most things we can handle right in the office, so we can get you kind of in and out. Certain things, it's internal, need an engineer to look at. So what we do is we will overnight the product up to our manufacturing facility. So normally the turnaround there is for about a week.
Okay.
So get the hearing aid back in the ear. Most of the time, they can just go kind of a week with just having the one. Sometimes they absolutely need one.
Sure.
So we'll fit them with a loaner the best we can and make sure that they're hearing binaurally for that week while it's gone. Yeah, good question.
Now, if it's a brand new customer, say for example, is there any kind of like a trial period that they're allowed to exchange or?
Oh, that's good to know.
Absolutely, you want to make sure that everybody's happy. So of course, we give them a 30-day trial period.
Okay.
Can have a little flexibility. If I need to extend it a little bit, we can go up to sometimes 45 or even 60 days.
Sure.
But we want to make sure that it feels right, it fits right, it sounds right, and make sure that they've made the right purchase. So during that time, they can switch between products. They can get the adjustments they need necessary before they're really happy and before they want to start making payments.
I understand. Now, Brad, I know you're obviously your title is a specialist. You're a hearing aid specialist, correct?
Correct.
I know we've talked about in the past, but the viewers that don't know, tell us a little bit about your role and what you do. If I was to come and see you tomorrow with all these questions and wanting to know your selections.
So that's what we want to do. We want to have you come in. We'll have an appointment. So normally we'll have you there with your spouse or your significant other, someone that's impacted also by your hearing and your difficulties as well.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so we really want to get everybody involved. And the first thing we do is just basically do a little intro. Tell me, what your problems are, how long you've been having the problems, is there any pain or discomfort? Just general things like that, and then we do a 3-part test. Okay. So we'll take a look in your ears, make sure everything looks healthy. We have a video otoscope, really cool, so you get to see inside your ears just on the big screen. Make sure,
great.
Make sure everything looks healthy, you're not full of wax, and from there we do a little word test in the room. We call it the familiar voice test.
Right.
So normally it's a spouse reading a list of words to their loved one, and we'll see how well they can hear. And you'd be surprised sometimes how poorly they can do on such an easy little test. But
sure.
After that, we put you in the soundproof booth.
Right.
So do a full diagnostic evaluation in there, and from those results, we'll be able to tell if they have a loss, and if that loss is in the outer, the middle, or the inner ear. So we're looking for any kind of health issues there. So they could be criteria for a referral, they could have normal hearing, or they could have a hearing loss. And that's what I specialize in, is fitting them with the hearing aids when they do have the appropriate loss.
Obviously that's not my expertise, so I'd ask a question that once you start to have that loss that you're talking about, that's not coming back, right?
If it's in the inner ear, then the loss is permanent, unfortunately, and that's when we recommend hearing aids.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so there's different types of hearing aids for different people, depending on the size and shape of their ear canal, the severity of their hearing loss, and their personal preference, really.
Right.
So that's what we kind of...
So in an individual, I'm assuming the first step would be if I'm going to see my physician, my family doctor, whatever, and I'm noticing I'm having issues, I probably would mention it to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm assuming at that point that's when they refer to a company like you, correct?
It can happen like that. It can happen from just advertising. It can be word of mouth. Yeah. It can be lots of different ways that we will get referrals, but that's obviously a good one if you've had a professional already tell you that there's a problem. Yeah. Then it's pretty seamless. They're coming in with the right attitude and they are looking for help. So, yeah.
I can imagine that it's got probably an eye-opener for a lot of folks that come in and didn't realize how bad their hearing might have been. I know with my vision, I always say that, I'm like, when I go, I'm like, oh, I'm going to be shocked to probably find out I really can't see.
Yeah. That's one of the really neat things that we do is we keep in a stock of hearing aids, and we're able to demo them right then and there on the first appointment. to make sure that they're really aware of how good that they're going to work with hearing aids. I mean,
Right.
sometimes, like you said, it can be an eye-opener when
Yeah.
you have a moderate to severe loss. All of a sudden, you're hearing everything just in that room. So it's a good selling point.
I notice with our customers at this, or our members at the Cypress, that if they're maybe between 70 and 78, they're great. They wear the hearing aids, but my father's generation, the 95-year-olds and up, don't believe that the hearing aids work. They are just really funny about it.
Non-compliant, huh?
Right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you have to remind them, you need to wear your hearing aids. Well, I don't need my hearing aids. So it's interesting because I think sometimes it's hard for people to admit that they might need to. Do you find that?
Yeah, I find that to be true. I find that once you're 90 and up, they become a little bit more stubborn.
Aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but also it's possible that they've had a hearing loss for 20 years and they tried hearing aids 20 years ago.
Right.
Obviously, technology is a lot different then, so they may not want to try it again
That's right.
when the experience could be a lot different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technology. I had a member that had something on his pocket, and it looked like a little, I don't know, just a little piece. And I asked him finally, what was that? And he said, well, it's a connection with his hearing aids, so that if his phone rings, all he has to do is push this little button, and it
goes live into his
connects
ears.
to- Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
it's really, really
Well,
interesting.
we need to take a break. Thank you, Nona. Thank you, Brad. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on the Senior Network.